Okay, and welcome back to another story time, and today's story time is going to be about how my now ex decided to abandon me at midnight with no money, no keys, no ID, in a strange city, and then couldn't work out why he got dumped. Duff one. Anyway, a little bit of a background story on the situation in hand. I had wanted to dump this guy previously. My mother convinced me to give him another chance. What I learned from that is always listen to your gut. When you've had enough of someone, end it. Don't listen to other people. If they tell you to give this person a second chance, keep going with it. If you are not feeling it, you are not feeling it. No one is gonna make you love someone. If you don't love someone, you don't love someone. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry, it is. Anyway, this guy that I was seeing at the time, who we will call Klingon, which was a name my mum thought of for him because he also became my stalker, which is a story for another time. But Klingon decided that he wanted to go and see Guns N' Roses, the tribute band, at a club in where he's from. That might be too much detail, I don't know. I don't really care. Anyway, so I was like, that's fine, we can go, but I have no money at the time. I wasn't working and I was waiting for some funds to come through to my bank account. I was like, well, look, if you want to go, we can go, but you're going to have to pay for the evening because I've got no money and I don't really like Guns N' Roses, so I'm not going to borrow money from my parents to go and see a band that I don't like. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. Makes a lot of sense, really, when you think about it, doesn't it? Anyway, so he picked me up from my house, drove me to his house. I dropped off at his house all of my stuff, including my purse because it had my ID in it, my house keys, and just to change clothes, that kind of stuff. And we went out, we were drinking, we went to the venue. I don't know, we were heavy drinking. I think it was more his idea than it was mine to heavy drink because the boy could not stand his liquor. Sorry. But when you're throwing up as soon as you get off of a train, boy can't handle your booze. When your face is getting kicked in after a night out, boy can't handle his booze. But anyway, so we were heavily drinking and I had met several members of the Guns N' Roses band. The lead singer, he was from, I think it was Italia. He was from Italy and he was playing Slash and I called him the Italian Slash. It was great. We got on really well. I got some photos. Got some photos with the band. The band were like, oh my god, tag me in the photos. Da 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 da. Boy got jealous. Now, I don't really like you, but I'm no whore, so I'm not about to go and run off with a tribute band. I'm sorry. No. If it was the real Guns N' Roses, I would have. But it wasn't. It was a tribute band. So I'm not exactly going to go and fangirl off to some next level over a tribute band. They were delightful and they were very good, but no, it's not going to happen. So your jealousy was pointless. Anyway, I could see he was getting a little bit pissy and it was getting later and later and I had had enough to drink. So I thought to myself, right, do you know what, let's just call it a night. I can see this is going to end up in an argument, you know, when you just know. So I was like, you know, I want to go, can we just go back to your house because I didn't live in the city that we were in. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So we were just walking along and he was just being an absolute arsehole to me. He was accusing me of flirting with the band, how I had just taken the piss out of him all night, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm quite an outgoing person when I've had a drink and I'm quite personable when I've had a drink. I can't help that. People like to talk to me. It's not my fault. I like to talk to people. I'm a people person and at the end of the day, if I go and see a band, whether they are a real band or a tribute band, if I get the chance to meet them and I thought they were good, I'm going to go and tell them and I'm going to go and get some pictures. That is all part of the actual going to go and see a band experience. You do not stand there in the corner, or if you do, that's fine, you're an introvert. I'm not an introvert when I've had a drink, I'm sorry. I am the most extroverted extrovert there probably ever will be. Anyway, so we're walking along and he just starts taking digs at me and he just would not let up. He was just having little pops at me, telling me that I need to behave better, all this kind of stuff. And I just turned around and said to him, look, Klingon, This is the second time I've had to say this bit because I said his name the first time. I said, look, Klingon, you better be nice to me because at the end of the day, if you're not nice to me, I'll set my dad on you. Ha ha ha. Joking. At the end of the day, Klingon was in his mid-30s and I'm in my late 20s. I'm not going to be like, Dad, this boy's being mean to me, go and beat him up. Am I? No. In like a jokey, let's just drop it kind of way. And then Klingon. I don't even know how to word this next bit because it is so shocking and this is why I dumped the fucking nutter. He said to me, the guy that I had been dating for 3 months said to me,
I don't like the type of relationship you have with your dad. The type of relationship you have with your dad isn't normal. You're too close with your dad. Is there something going on with your dad?
Really? 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 You fucking actually just asked me that. Who the fuck asks someone that? That is not normal. If you are thinking that, you are not normal. And in the next story time, you will find out he was not normal. He was unhinged. This was the start of his mental breakdown, which will be continued in another storyline. And story time. Which actually led to me getting a restraining order out on the fucking lunatic. Anyway, after he said that, I was like, no, I am done. Get the fuck away from me. And we just got into a bit of an argument. And we were walking along the street but having a little bit of a spat. And I'm sitting there thinking, right, I need somewhere to sleep for the night because I haven't got any money, haven't got my keys, haven't got my ID, can't get home. So I was like, right, I just have to kind of box this a bit clever here and just ignore what he said, play nice, just get somewhere to sleep for the night, get home tomorrow. So we're walking along the street and I'm just not really looking at him. I'm like looking at the floor. Bitch gone done disappeared. He went. Where did he go? He just left me walking along. Where have you gone, Klingon? Where have you left me? What's going on? Anyway, Klingon went to go and buy 20 fucking chicken nuggets as dinner for us both. So he claimed. You tell me whenever 20 chicken nuggets was dinner for you and your other half. It's not. That's called douchebag wanted chicken nuggets. So he went and got himself some chicken nuggets. There's no nuggets in there for me. Anyway, he saw me sat on a bench when I realised he'd abandoned me, crying because I had no money and no way of getting home. And do you know what he actually did? He stood there and laughed at me. This is at midnight in a town that I'm not from. Girls were coming up to me asking me if I was okay because the news recently broke about the poor teenage girl that was brutally murdered in that area and the chap that had done it had just been sentenced. So it's not a particularly nice town. Okay, Klingon, okay. Anyway, I was frantically trying to ring every single guy I know that had a car. I was trying to get a lift, all of this other stuff, and it got to the stage where I was like, I'm stuck. And there were some blokes, they were circling me, they looked like they were going to try and rob me. It was freaking horrible. I'm bawling my eyes out, I'm in the middle of a town that I don't know, and he is standing there laughing at me and circling me. Now, you are a... I rang my mum, woke my mum up, and she was like, look, just get a black cab and we'll pay for it at the other end. Luckily, I didn't realise this, but some money had cleared in my account, so I went to the cash point and just checked my balance just in case the cabbie was like, look, I'm going to need half of it up front or whatever. I went to the cash point and found out some money had cleared in my account, so that was great. The twat was still laughing at me and I was like, well, look, I'm getting a taxi home. He threw £15 at me. Like, okay, thanks for the £15, that's not going to get me back to... He was like, well, it is if you go and get a private taxi, like, you know, like a phone-up taxi. I was like, great, give me the number of one then. Gave the number, and I rang them up, and they were like, oh, you've got to walk to our office. I'm like, I don't know where your office is. This taxi service doesn't actually do kind of like street side pickups in that town. Night time, I don't understand that. Klingon refused to tell me where the taxi office was. I did not feel safe. I had men circling me. I had that crazed lunatic Klingon laughing at me. accusing me of freaking incest, for Christ's sake. He was losing his fucking shit. He was losing his shit. Who do you know that starts an argument with their girlfriend, has their money, their keys, their purse, their belongings in their flat and just stands there and laughs at them? Please do tell me. Oh look, no one. Fucking crazy. Anyway, I get into a black cab, the text messages start. And the text messages were, the first one I think was thumbs up. Then it was, you're a fucking bitch. You are the most ungrateful bitch I've ever known. You've just taken all of my money and fucked off. I can't believe you did that to me. How dare you do that to me? How dare you leave me? You think this is all my fault. This isn't my fault. This is all your fault. Like, really going for me. And I text him back. Let me find my actual phone. Found the phone there all on. Okay, so I deleted a lot of the abuse from that night, but the texts, I'm trying to hide his number. As you can see from the texts, he was getting very angry. Anyway, the one that I sent was, I hope once you're sober you think about what a horrible thing you have done to me and how disgusted you should be in yourself. No man has ever treated me thus badly. I meant this. Heartbroken and shocked. So I got back all of this, and my favourite one, this is the creme de la creme. I'm fucking walking home because I've paid for your taxi. £15. It was a 40 quid taxi. What I feel at the moment is that you're making me a... I don't deserve that at all, so I think you need to think about your actions. If you see nothing wrong, then clearly I've made the wrong decision. Well, you did, you accused me of incest. You took my shit and you abandoned me in a city that I don't know. I did make some wrong decisions there. Oh, and I've just funded your whole night, so would be the most unappreciative bird I know. Thumbs up. Followed by, good to know you've cared, thumbs up, followed by, let me know you get home, please. Bitch, stop fucking texting me. I wrote back saying, you can have your £15 back because the taxi was £49. My mum will meet you, you know, she'll give you your money back, just give me back my shit. He just goes on and on and on and on and on and on to the extent where... Continued in another story time, we have to get the police involved. Basically, that is the most horrible breakup I've ever had, and I've had a lot of breakups. Bitch accused me of incest, abandoned me in a city when he had my keys, my purse, my stuff, laughed at me for being abandoned, and then started texting me abuse. Like, why? You think we're going to get back together after that? Bitch, please, no. No, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. You're fucking crazy. It all ended up in a restraining order, which is why I'm getting these videos out now, because my restraining order's still in place. So cling on, there's not really too much you can do about that. This isn't the only story time I'm going to do on this, because it actually did, as I've referenced, end up in a restraining order. And this isn't one of these kiddified, I had to get a restraining, like I had 2 pin notices served on him and their police incident notifications or whatever. I don't know, they go on your record, and mine were put in place to act as restraining orders because it got very serious. I will do a story time on that. It won't follow straight after this story time because I just want to mix them up a little bit. So I'm going to do like old, new, old, new, old, new, old, new. So make sure you subscribe to not miss that one because it is freaking crazy. But anyway, hopefully you have learned something from this. My main thing would be, you make a conscious decision to dump someone because you have seen a side of them you do not like. Do not let other people talk you out of it. Once you see the darkness within someone, they know you know about it. They think you accept it. That darkness will just keep creeping the fuck out. And that is when you get into trouble. And that is my main reason for doing these on this particular person. I learned a very valuable lesson. That's all I've got time for today. Hopefully you found this educational. Story times will be dropping every Wednesday, so make sure you subscribe.